If you're watching this, you must be clinically depressed. I am watching this because I've got no friends. Last time I got a hug, I was 17. When people say socialize, what do they mean? I've got no friends, and neither do you. You've got no friends, and neither do I. We've got no friends, and that's why we're watching this.
Today's lesson will be on modern medicine. I don't care if you're not a medical major. All you will learn will end up completely useless in the long run when you find out the quick solution for all disease that I so cleverly discovered. You see, Facebook is not only the home of every piece of organic life beyond the age of 30, it's also the place for all universal truths, no matter how clickbaity the article is. After a single glance I noticed the Library of Alexandria equivalent of fake new factual, truthful, and plentiful news. So get comfortable and grab a snack as we dive into some of these pieces of truth and nothing but the truth. According to professional news hosts that are based completely off of fact like David Icke and InfoWars Alex Jones, COVID-19 doesn't actually exist, but is a plot by the globalist elite to take away our freedoms. Early weaker versions of the truth were prevalent on the political right in the notion that the novel coronavirus would be no worse than flu, and later versions are now influencing anti-lockdown protests across several states in the US because people with the right idea increasingly refuse to abide by social distancing measures. They could directly help to spread the good word about the epidemic further in their localities and increase the resulting death rate.
Hey, aren't you a school teacher? Why are you here and why can't you float all of the sudden?
Hehe, don't mind old Murray, and hey, do you have a TV in here? Oh, forget it, I'll just edit one in. Anyway, many of these plots and subplots seem to involve Bill Gates, who became a new target of people who only write facts after gently criticizing the defunding of the World Health Organization. According to the New York Times, anti-vaxxers, members of canon and right-wing pundits have seized on a video of a 2015 TED Talk given by Gates where he discussed the Ebola outbreak and warned of a new pandemic to bolster their claims he had foreknowledge of the COVID pandemic or even purposely caused it.
Hey, you gotta get out of here, bud. I'm gonna be interviewing Guy Fieri soon.
Sorry about that, folks. A recent variant of this truth, particularly beloved by anti-vaccination activists, is the idea that COVID is part of a dastardly Gates-led plot to vaccinate the world's population. There is some truth in this, of course. Vaccinating much of the world's population may well be the only way to avoid an eventual death toll in the tens of millions. But anti-vaxxers don't believe vaccines work. Instead, some have spread the truth that Gates wants to use a vaccination program to implant digital microchips that will somehow track and control people. The spread of truth has meant that in 2020, a small non-profit that focuses on establishing digital IDs for poorer people around the world has had to call in the FBI. The Cornell Alliance for Science is partly funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Well, looks like that's my cue.
FBI, open up!
Freeze or we will shoot. Listen fellas, I think lunch is over at the uni I work at. I should start heading back. Well then, I guess I'll opt for a less diplomatic approach. I dare you, try and come at me please. I'm well over 12 PhDs deep in your mom.
Hey chat, you know that experimental orbital cannon we use to solve all our problems? Yeah?
And now for what you all have been waiting for. Coronavirus is caused by 5G. Because math relates to science, it just makes sense that something like COVID could spread through wavelengths. Here's how it works from a purely scientific standpoint. First, you have a virus, computer, genetic, not relevant, as famously stated by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
All viruses work the same, nothing else matters.
And when the Comeys hacked into the US election of 2016, they left the virus, which wasn't fully activated until, of course, the 5G towers were implemented and the virus proceeded to enter anyone with a 5G connection. Don't trust the Soviets, they're the ones who brought the coronavirus.
Ты не должен был этого делать, Финч. Раскрытие наших секретов, показывающее, что профсоюз все еще действует, может привести к некоторым неприятностям. И мы с вами оба знаем, что ГУЛАГ особенно холоден ночью.
That should wrap up today's video. I'm sorry this one isn't that interesting or isn't a mystery video essay. If you got offended by this video, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. I just wanted to bring all of this to light as the sheer amount of false information was shocking to me. I just picked out what I thought were the best ones. If you have any questions about the virus, please talk to a medical professional and not your biased, sleep-deprived professor. Links to donate to hospitals and COVID-19 research will be in the description, and I highly recommend you do. That will be all, my pupils. Go home.